Welcome back with Front of Stage with Nothing But Thieves. Hi, Joe.
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
How is your tour?
It's been fun. I think we're about 2 weeks in now.
Okay, that's...
So we still like each other. So that's good.
Oh, that would be my first question.
Yeah.
Do you sometimes struggle as a band being on tour to be like the whole time together, or is it easy for you?
I think we're really used to it now.
Yeah.
There are like coping mechanisms sometimes we might use. So like most of the day, like today, I'll go out on my own in Vienna and go get lunch by myself. Mm-hmm. It was actually a bit embarrassing today. I went to go get lunch.
But sometimes you need some me time, I think.
Well, I like it.
Yeah.
I went down to have lunch and sat down, and they were looking at me like, "Oh, he's on his own." And then they put some magazines in front of me. I was like, "I'm okay. Don't worry about me." I was like, "I don't need your Vanity Fair. Like, it's fine."
So, how do you like Vienna?
Really cool. Yeah.
Is it your first time here?
No, I've been a few times. But
so
I like
you already
around.
know the places where you want to go, or?
Yeah, I'm just a tourist, really. I go see like the castle and the cathedral, and just go for a walk, and I don't know, like to just sort of as a sponge, just sort of take it all in. And Europe's actually my favourite tour to do for that reason, because I can wake up on the bus and Vienna feels totally different to Budapest or Paris, so it feels very fresh every day.
Yeah.
If you go to, well, I don't want to slag any other countries off, but some countries aren't like that.
I can understand that. So, but what is your favourite place in the tour by now?
Apart from Vienna.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Vienna's the best, we know that.
I really like Prague, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, Prague's cool.
Yeah.
I have a lot of knowledge about Prague, though, because I was the best man for my friend's wedding. Do you know what a stag do is? Like a bachelor party.
Okay, yeah.
We did it in Prague. So I have so many recommendations for Prague now. I'm like, this is where you get the best beer. This is the best goulash.
So that's good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know. Yeah, exactly.
So where did you get lunch today? So maybe I have a tip for the Viennese people as well, where they can get a perfect lunch place.
I can't remember what it was called, but they gave me a little good luck charm when I left.
Oh, that's nice.
It was nice. I was a bit confused, but it was nice.
That's really nice.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound so Viennese style.
No, actually, that's Viennese, right?
Yeah, normally they're a little bit grumpy, we would say, the people in the restaurants.
No, I say they just felt sorry for me. They weren't grumpy.
So you said about the coping mechanism. How do you cope normally? Like, you have your me time, but there will be difficult times on the tour. What would you do?
Well, we're slowly, our dressing room's getting a lot bigger.
Oh, so that's good.
we have like an entertainment case that has like a TV and speakers and like mini guitar amps and stuff in it. We have recently built our own bar. I'll show you. It's in the next room. It's called Bar 668 because it's the neighbour of the Beast 666.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea yet. Because it might just make us drink more. But it makes it feel like home.
Yeah, I think sometimes you need something like for having that from home. Yeah. Is there anything you take with you from like on tour life to make it, like you said that you did the bar now, but something personal, what you always have with you? What's like, I don't know, like some bands have the pillows, the stuff like that with them to make it more.
I'm not really like that. No, I don't. Connor has his own pillows and stuff, but he I don't know, his sleep is all over the place, so anything he can do for sleep, so it's like pillows and whatever else. Phil and Price both bring like gaming stuff, but I don't really understand it. It's not a Nintendo Switch, it's like a big one called like a Steam Deck. It's very nerdy. I don't know. I don't know. Dom, the other guitarist, he's actually this tour started bringing like vitamin shakes that he does every morning, like milk, so
he mixes them to himself.
Yeah, that's like his morning routine at the moment, and then he does some like yoga and stuff. It's all got it's very hippie now.
But sounds nice.
Album 4, like bands always get a bit weird, don't they? So.
But that's the interesting part for our listeners. Like they want to know what's the funny part of having a tour.
Yeah, well, I think we're just getting a bit older now as well, so I can't just go on stage. I need to stretch and stuff now.
So this is the routine before going on stage. You do a good stretch.
Whiskey stretch.
It's always a good combination to do both.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're more flexible.
Exactly. Yeah.
Can understand. Can you still remember your first performance like the very first one, how did you feel?
Ever performance for Nothing But Thieves?
Yeah.
Oh, God. I mean, I'm sure it was terrible.
Oh.
No, I mean, like our early gigs, we played to nobody. We played one show. This is honest. It wasn't our first show, but it was our first tour. We played in York in the UK, which is like just a small town, small city, and it was in a pub, and we played for basically no one. It was like a glorified sound check, but one guy was there.
Yeah.
And he left during the set. And we're like, come on, dude. Like, why?
Oh, no.
Like,
That's,
oh, no.
Not a good feeling.
No. He couldn't even do it for us. We only played for like half an hour and he left.
Oh.
I don't know. The early ones I probably tried to block out, if I'm honest.
Ah, okay. I can get that.
Yeah.
Like, it's always like the first times is like always a little bit awkward, I guess.
Yeah.
But today you're playing at Gasometer. You're looking forward to playing?
Yeah. It's the biggest room we've ever played by ourselves in Vienna.
Really?
Yeah.
So
and it's a cool venue. Like they've renovated all the old gas stuff. Yeah.
I love the venue here. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah, and it sounds great as well. Soundcheck sounded really good.
So, and where is your next step? Like, where is your next tour stop? You don't know?
I live by my calendar. Oh, Budapest. Budapest.
Oh,
is cool.
That's nice.
Yeah. I like Budapest. We're playing like an outside venue, in a tent.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's our first ever headline in Budapest. We've only ever played festivals there, so.
Ah, okay. That's also
hopefully
cool.
it'll be good.
So about a little bit the process of creating an album. How do you get your inspiration from? What's your favorite artist? Maybe maybe you want to share some.
Probably changes a bit per album. I'd say go on.
Sorry, but how would you describe your music style to someone who doesn't have a clue who you are?
I think that's quite a hard question.
Yeah,
I know. You didn't say it's going to be easy. 4 albums in, it's quite difficult to say, though. I think part of Nothing But Thieves' DNA is that we change things quite a lot on purpose. Even within albums, like we're quite genre fluid, willfully.
Yeah.
Just because that keeps it exciting for us. I think it's a little bit boring writing the same song, the same album over and over and over.
You also develop yourself like a personal development. It's like influencing is the same.
Oh, hello. Oh, hello.
Hey.
Sorry.
Hi, nice to meet you, Leonie.
So, I don't know who this guy is.
Here.
This is Dom, the other guitarist.
Hello. Sorry, I've just woken up.
It's okay.
That is true. He was meant to be doing the interview with me, and he was asleep.
Okay.
But now it's going to get a lot better. So
it's going to be noticeably better than what it was, I promise.
It was quite fun, So you wanted to describe your style of music, like how you developed and like the...
Yeah, Dom, how would you describe our style of music?
It changes with every album.
Told you.
Yeah, he wasn't lying. That's true. That's the line that we use. There are definitely core elements that stay throughout each record. I don't really know what they are, but I guess like our main influences are still within like the DNA of every record. But we kind of just wrap it up in a different way, depending on like the textures we're using or the lyrical content, obviously. I think this last record, I don't know if you've mentioned this because obviously I'm new to the interview, but we've used a lot more like sort of synthetic production techniques. So a lot more synthesizers, like inspired from like the 80s, and a lot more sort of programming that, you know, more modern productions use. So it's always evolving and changing, which keeps it fun for us.
Okay, I asked before also, what is your inspiring you as like different music styles or different artists? Who are they? Maybe you want to share this.
I mean, originally, it was things like Radiohead, Queens of Stone Age. But as I say, I think album 4, you kind of get, in a way, bored of referencing the same artists. And I think this album is completely different. This one was like Justice and Daft Punk and ELO, which if you'd said that to me on our first record, I would have been scared.
Yeah.
But I think part of that is that we've, been in a band for nearly 10 years now, so we kind of learned how to involve other sounds and still make it feel like us. I think the process of writing together is probably the key thing that makes it still feel like us, even though the sounds might change or some of the techniques we use might change. By the way, just to catch you up, I've told them about the bar, I've told them about the yoga, and I've told them about the health shakes things.
They're like the big three. They're the big three updates. You've kind of got it all there.
So what's your favorite shake?
I've just got something that is basically green and kind of nice, but it's not that nice. But
when you mentioned the juices, I was like, sounds a little bit too healthy for me.
Yeah.
I think the bar isn't the nice.
The bar's definitely a nice. We haven't actually really used the bar to its full capacity yet because we're still like building it. Every city we go to, we're getting like more coasters, or we need like lamps, or we need like more sort of trinkets to like carry on. Like we want it to be nice by the end of the tour, basically.
We have essentially gone around Europe this tour, stealing from dressing rooms to add to the bar. Like
that's good to know.
The plants and trees and that.
Record now.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Like all the bar mats and the plants and stuff, they weren't ours.
This is coming.
That's coming.
Yeah.
I'm glad when you take this. This is always in my way when we do the podcast. So please feel free to take it away. So we were like speaking about the creative process. Is there anything like you do when you have the feeling, okay, you're stuck with a song, what you would do as a band by writing it or like producing it?
Yeah, I mean, the last single that we've just released, Oh No, He Said What?
It's in the end of January. It was re-released.
Yeah. That took us so long to finish.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like we had the original riff for that song for ages, and we wrote loads of different choruses for it. It never felt right. How did we eventually land on that one?
Well, I actually recently looked at the different versions of it on my laptop, and I think we had like over 15 different attempts at writing it. But the cool thing about that song was that it was finished in the studio whilst we were actually recording, and I guess an added element of pressure might have helped us get it over the line. But also our heads were so in the game of like creating the rest of the album that, I don't know, it just kind of put us in the right world to finish it. And I think I was really excited to finish that song because it felt like we had developed as writers and as artists compared to some of the earlier songs we wrote for the record. So it makes me more excited to see what we do next, because there was probably maybe like 2 years in between writing that song and some of the other songs on the album, and it did feel like we'd kind of developed or at least like changed as writers. So yeah, it does make me curious to see what we could do next, for sure.
We already spoke about how he had, like what he did today. What did you today?
What did I do today? I went for a run in the forest, which was good. Yeah, that was nice. Yeah, again, healthy.
Yeah.
And then
I have the feeling you're the healthy one in the band.
At this point, yeah, I am.
It's 2 weeks, yeah.
Yeah, let's see how long it lasts. What else did we do? Went into the city, went and got a great coffee, and wandered around the centre of Vienna. Obviously, it's a beautiful place, I'm sure you know. And just really enjoyed seeing a bit of the culture. And it's been quite chill. And I had a nap, as everyone knows. So it's been an action-packed day today.
So you're also looking forward to having the gig tonight at Gasometer?
Yes, I mean, this is by far the biggest venue we've done in Vienna, and it's been nice to see the band gradually grow here. We obviously have an amazing, dedicated fan base that keep wanting to come back. So, yeah, I think between us, we're very excited.
Yeah, another question would be about the music industry. What do you have the feeling what changed since your beginning of being a band till now, and what are the difficulties?
I think it's a lot harder for bands to break through now.
Yeah.
We were saying the other day that we grew up in the UK, at least, with a crop of bands like Wolf Alice and Slaves, who are now Soft Play, and Royal Blood. Like our albums all came in a similar time. Now, I don't know, there aren't many bands sort of getting to a big level. I mean, Last Dinner Party are doing it, having said that.
Yeah, it does happen, but kind of in a different way.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest change is probably social media and the rise of TikTok, and how necessary it feels for a lot of artists, or how they're told it's necessary. it's impossible to know the impact it has. For some people, it is career changing and life changing. For some people, it literally can break them overnight. And I
think a lot of stuff we've heard is that labels are signing a lot of TikTok artists or YouTubers to make music, and the numbers are amazing. They're streaming really, really well. But they can have 8 million, 10 million monthly listeners on Spotify, but only sell 300 tickets.
Yeah.
So
I think that's such a crazy thing, because I see it with TikTok stars, musicians, they have like a big audience, but when you go to the concert, they're like having just really small venues.
Yeah, it's just hard to get people in the room.
Yeah. I think it's harder than in former times, because like I went from like a lot of concerts, but it was different kind of style like 10 years ago than now.
I think it's easier, and I like this, that it's easier to have a dedicated fan base that actually invest in the band and like what you say as a band, and actually dive into the albums by going and playing in front of people still, which is kind of an old school way of doing it, but I do think that still works, and are more for longevity anyway.
Yeah. So what are your fans like can expect from you in the future? What's your plans like?
Well, I wish we knew. I think musically we have no idea what we're doing next, but that's why it keeps us excited and on our toes. And if we don't know what's coming, hopefully the fans don't either, and it keeps it fresh for everyone. But we've got a lot of touring coming up this year. We're going to a lot of cool new places that we haven't been to. We're going over to New Zealand for the first time, which will be fun. And we're going back over to South America, which is a beautiful place of the planet, and we've got some amazing fans out there, so can't wait to do that. But we're just going to try and take this record everywhere we can, and then probably sleep for a solid month at the end of it.
So thank you so much for like being part of our podcast. Cool. Thank you.
I enjoyed all half of the podcast that I did. Cheers.